making biscuits from the original 1950s Betty Crocker cookbook. Not only are these biscuits light and fluffy, but they're also nice and flaky as well.
First, we're going to start out with measuring the flour. Make sure you give your flour a stir before you measure it so that your measuring cup is an accurate scoop and is not overpacked. Then we'll move on to the baking powder. And salt. And all of those three ingredients go right into the sifter to mix them up. If you don't have a sifter, you could add them directly to the bowl and use a whisk to incorporate them. Our next ingredient will be the lard. You could also use shortening as well with pretty similar results. I would not recommend using butter in this recipe. Now I'm using a pastry blender to incorporate the lard into the dry ingredients. And you want it to end up looking like there's small peas mixed in with the flour. You don't want it to be completely uniform so that it looks like sand. You want it to be a little bit lumpy. Because what happens then is when you're baking it, those pockets of the lard will expand and help your biscuits to rise, and that's where you get the flakiness. Now we're adding in the milk, and I just like to mix that with a fork. No need to use the pastry blender again. Just getting it to all come together. We'll do a little bit of kneading and folding here, so it doesn't have to be perfect at this step. Now I'm going to dust my parchment paper with a little bit of flour and dump everything out. And now here's the trick. We're going to do some folding. This is where you get the nice layers that are like the canned biscuits from the refrigerator section. We don't want to smash it down like we're kneading bread dough. And now after we made several folds over, now we're going to go ahead and roll out our dough to be about an inch, 3/4 to an inch thick. I do not have an actual biscuit cutter, so I'm just using this jelly jar. We want our biscuits to rise nice and high, so really watch that you don't roll your dough too thin. I'm going to get as many biscuits out of this first rolling as I can. And this is a double batch that I've made. The recipe that's included in the description is just a single batch. The original ingredients that I put in at the beginning of the video were for the single batch as well. And now I'm just pulling together the dough scraps, pressing them together. Again, we don't want to overwork the dough, so just trying to reshape it as few times as possible, but obviously that's inevitable towards the end. And now into the oven they go. They bake really quickly. About 10 to 12 minutes in a hot oven, and there they are. Ta-da! Nice and golden. Now here's up close of all those flaky layers. Just like you would expect from the canned biscuits, but homemade from scratch at home. So much better tasting. Serve with some grass-fed butter and berry jam. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.